what's up. So in this video I want to just kind of make a tutorial or kind of give you some tips on something that I haven't really seen in any other video yet, except for one other person that's doing it. So basically, if you haven't seen it already, I would recommend you watch Jrock's tutorials about popping arm and hand angles. So your hands and your arms, like what angles and stuff you can do. He's the only other person I've seen make a video about it, and you got to pay for that. But there's basically there's no free videos on the internet that I've seen, basically, that are teaching you how to do it. So for some people it's kind of natural how to pop in different arm and hand angles, but for me it was something I had to kind of teach myself because no one was really telling me how to do it. And I looked everywhere to kind of like see if there was any tutorials, and nothing that was really helpful anyway. So basically, if I had one of these videos available when I was starting, it would have helped heaps. Would have made learning a lot easier. So basically, there's certain ways you have to move your arms when you pop that are different with other styles. So you take a style like Toy Man, okay? You got your Toy Man angles. These are all really straight kind of angles, right? And with popping, it's kind of like you're doing the opposite thing. So you're not really trying to have these straight angles when you pop. You're kind of trying to utilize the smaller details, the smaller angles, the more subtle things that you can do. So an example of this is, I'll show you with the hand first, okay? So you have your hands. Now how do you move your hands when you pop? A lot of the first thing they'll teach you is the Fresno, yeah? Well, that's cool, but you might want to figure out what you can do from there. So you might be able to switch it up with the Fresno, right? And you see the feet are still always pivoting with the hands. So right now I'm just going up, boom. It's more like a side to side motion. Okay. And from there you can step, step. So it's more like just synchronizing the arms with the feet. Okay? Pop. Boom. Boom. Okay? So you've got the idea of your side to side, and that's basically the first basic thing I'll teach you to start off with, is like side to side. And with the hands, like I was going to show you, is you notice your hands can turn out like this and in. So the hands are like, I think there's a meme, I don't know if you've seen the meme, but it's like, I don't know what to do with my hands, basically. And that was true for me because I was always someone that didn't like waving. I knew how to trace with waves and stuff, but I knew how to do tutting. I already knew the basic tutting angles and stuff, but I was trying to figure out popping as an actual style. How do you actually, what can you do with your arms and hands that make popping? So obviously you can pop with other styles, like every style you want to pop with it, like whether it's waving or tutting. But for this, it's like, you see how your hands can go, turn, like this, okay? Your hands are just turning, and these are the small details I'm talking about, right? So it's like, 1, 2, boom. Boom, boom, boom. So that's 3 different, so 3 different angles right there. It's 1, 2, 3. See, even just from here, the little boom, boom, boom. Dun, 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 dun. And it's the same thing if you go 1, 2, 3. Dun. Now each hand are like kind of doing something else. Boom, boom, boom. You can do both at the same time. Turn. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But the small details, like I was telling you, just between this out, being a little bit out or a little bit in, like this is boom. These are the small details that are going to make the difference with popping. Boom, 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 boom. Up, 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 up. And now from here you can go up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So you've already got 4 angles just from the most basic thing, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop, pop, pop. Okay? And using the same turning motion of the hands is like when you're in these popping positions here, now you can, it's just like you're turning your hands down, but 1, okay? So with that, you can step with it. So it's like you're just going to synchronize with the feet stepping. Or you might just want to turn with it. Okay? You can even like step back with it. So what happens from there is you can still use the turning of the wrist, because this is something like pretty important to learn. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and now you're in this like, you're in kind of like this position here, right? So you can get into this same position like using the elbows like this, because these are more arm angles. Alright, so I go 1, 2, 3, 4, up, up. Okay, so no matter how you want to get into it, right, you can kind of like go side to side like this. Okay, and this is another thing, right, is these angles like this. So basically, from here, you can get into these positions too, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you're back to this position, right? And you can just use the turning of the wrist like this. Okay? So here, you just turn the wrists, and then you can go pop. Okay? Just give me 1 second, I'll just fix this camera. Hang on. Yeah, so basically, where we're, oh yeah, we're up to like here, using these angles like this, alright? And now you turn the wrists, boom, boom, boom. 1, 2. So I just get into it the most simple way. It's like 1, 2, 1, 2, and now you just turn the wrists and you go. And now you're open to more angles again. Even like an angle like this. It's kind of like robotic, but they're not very big motions. They're all like small little details, okay? Boom, boom, boom. And see, your palms are facing up, so that's a good way to remember it, is palms up, is you can do like anything with your palms up. You can even come back to those positions as long as your palms are up. Okay? And then once again you can synchronize them with your feet. And you can roll with them. So with these you can use your knee rolls a little bit. Okay. Boom. So it's like the small things you can do, like even you pay attention to the knee here. The knee's just coming up. Boom. So it's like popping outwards. Boom, with the knee. You can pop. Boom. Just your hands going up like that. Really quickly. Boom. So you're back into this position here again. Now you can turn and then go boom. And just time it with the knee like pop. Or you do both legs at the same time. Boom. So once again, this same like up motion but a little bit higher. So rather than down low, so rather than like kind of doing it down so low down here, do a little bit higher, like go, but with both hands, like this. And as you do this, step back with your foot, so like, okay? It's almost like a boom, like that, like your, okay? But with your hands, because you want it to be quick, like boom, boom. Even if you go like, you're just like dancing and then you go, okay, and now you've got more puppet angles like this. See, with the wrist is kind of a little bit more broken, and these are more like your broken lines. Okay. And just don't forget, you can just keep turning the wrists Okay? Because I like to go like almost like a drill you can do. It looks like Tai Chi or some kind of martial art type of thing. Because you think about it like a martial art, right? Pop. It's the turning of the wrists. So up. You can do it both ways. You can go up and then turn the wrist and down, or you can go wrist up like that. So if you're in this position here, you can like turn the wrists, and that actually creates a pop like. And from here, boom, chest pop. Alright, so when you come out, expand the chest with it, like boom, pop, 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 pop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so you go out here, and then you boom, boom, pop, pop. So step back with it. You can pop as you step back. Pop, pop, like chest pop at the same time you do the arm pop. And it's just these little. You see how the hands are just slightly changing angles here. Okay? Like in and out. These are like small sideways angles, like boom, 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 boom. It's kind of in the shoulders a little bit. See, your shoulders can kind of help you pop with it. And then from here, it's like you can also turn the shoulders into it like that. Pop, 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 pop. Okay? And same applies if you're also going back. So from this angle, it's like as you step back, you turn your shoulders like boom, boom, boom. Really synchronize that shoulder with the foot, boom. And you can do variations with that is step back. See, you just kind of go like that with your hand. Okay? Just boom. And just let go. And again, as you kind of turn the shoulders, you can 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now from here, it's just a little. It's like that. The elbow coming back like this. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Elbow, wrist, and then come back. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. So again, from here, just step back. You can do it like this. You can do it like that. You can do it like this. You can do it like that. You can do it in so many different ways, right? So just kind of learn how you can move your hands with it. Hang on, I just got out of the camera. I'll give you 1 second. I'm using that webcam to kind of help you see. So, again, you have like your basic arm angles, right? And you can use your toy man angles because they're pretty basic, like boom, 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 and you can basically turn with the toy man. Something I do is kind of like arm swings, right? It's like arm swings, which I got a little bit from Puppet. So it's like you're swinging your arms out, almost like the Fresno. Okay. And this is really good just for a nice, relaxed kind of loose popping. Basically using those almost like boogaloo kind of positions with the arms, and you can technically go like, if you want to pop harder, I reckon it's easier to pop your chest inwards, like boom, boom. So I'll show you that again. These are like your wrists coming up motions. Boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3. So instead of just coming up like this, it's kind of breaking a large motion into a smaller motion. Boom, boom, boom. Now I use this a lot. I go like 1, 2, 3, and then you can kind of like push back with it. It's like 1, 2, 3, and then like you're pushing back with your, imagine like a wall or something here, is like as your chest comes in, but you can do it the same way, like up. You come down as you press up. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, like that. Or you can go 1, 2, 3, boom, overhead. And now you can play around with some overhead angles as well, like one, 2, 3. And these overhead angles are kind of like the more difficult ones that I need to practice more. Okay. So I would recommend kind of like study popping videos, and you can watch how they kind of use their arms a lot. There's a lot of very subtle arm movements, right? Like take the robot for example, it's like the wrists are kind of like coming up like this. It's like the wrists are going like that, but more like with the robot. So you can use like robotic arm movements like this, right? So I like to have my hands like, I don't know if you can see it, I put one finger up. So you have your hands like this and then just kind of relax these. Alright, so it just looks more like a more relaxed kind of hand placement. And robot is kind of like you're just turning your wrists a lot, right? And also using these kind of almost like levers with your arms, like. And this is going to take a long time before you can get kind of more natural at this where it feels comfortable, because these might not come very naturally to you because they're very like almost robotic in a way. You don't really think about these kind of angles when you're practicing in front of the mirror. You're more likely to practice straight angles because they're very obvious. So take like a tutting angle for example. 1, 2, 3. Dun, dun, boom, 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 boom. Okay? See, that is like more simple to understand than like these slightly broken angles. It's just weird. It's like, oh, maybe that's more natural for you. I've noticed some poppers just naturally are better at popping style, and some are better at tutting, and some are just better at like footwork and stuff. But whatever it is, it's like your arm angles are basically going to tie in everything else together, whether it's your footwork. You're going to be doing your arms with basically everything anyway. Pa, pa, boom, pa, boom, pa, 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 pa. Okay? So another thing is crossing arms. It's like, you'll see this in strutting, right? Strutting uses a lot of diagonal lines, where it's like boom, cut. Okay? And once again, it's still the turning of the wrist though here. Even with strutting, you're still going to be crossing your arms and turning your wrists a lot, okay? Boom, turn, diagonal, turn, diagonal, turn. Boom, cut, boom, cut. 1 second. Alright. So yeah, your wrist, you've got your diagonal lines down. Your diagonal lines are pretty simple to understand. But it's like crossing the wrists might not really seem that natural to you. This just kind of took me a while to figure out how to actually do it to the point where it feels natural. So you might have your own way of doing this. You might just want to go straight down like this, like boom, 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 boom. Alright, so what you can also do though is you can go pop, like 1, 2, 3. So once you're kind of going side to side already, but then just cross 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now you've really got the idea of crossing the arms. Or you can cross the arms like this. Okay? 1, 2. 1, 2. Boom. Up. So I would just recommend practice how you can move your arms, because there's a lot of different ways. You can do tutting with tutting kind of angles. There's a lot of different angles when it comes to tutting. It's almost like ridiculous the amount of stuff you can do with tutting. It goes beyond just like these angles, right? Just because of connecting, you can connect with tutting and do so much. There's literally so many different ways you can tut. That's why I think tutting angles, I don't like to teach them when I'm teaching popping on its own, because popping angles are just a little bit different. Okay, so rather than going side to side like this, you can also go side to side like that. So just kind of turn your whole body across. So it's like you can go side to side like this, right? Boom, boom, boom. You can also go like that. Instead of going 1, 2, 3, you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back to the start. So once you kind of know all these basic angles, like especially with the hands, boom, 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 boom. You're going to just notice your practicing will become easier. You'll just accidentally just be like coming up with random angles that you didn't even know about. And if you had to practice one drill, I wouldn't recommend practicing the Fresno that much, but I would recommend practicing like a drill like this. 1, so you kind of kick at the same time. You can kick or you can go boom, boom. Right, so it's like 1 here, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yes. Boom, 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 boom. Because there's a lot of variations you can do from that. There is tons of variations. So instead of kicking out here, you can step with it. You might want to go step. You might want to go step 1, 2. Or you might want to go kick 1, 2. You might want to go kick, boom. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so that. So yeah, like I said, that is just a good little drill to do. Especially you can go 1, 2, 3, cross arms, 1, 2, 3. It's just going to help you get used to the motion of going side to side and actually popping. And the last thing I'll show you is like similar. It's up here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So after you go, you finish popping down here, boom, boom. It's the elbow up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now you can just a little elbow back like that, okay? And then you go into body rolling and continue. So 1, boom, elbow. Because this angle is really underrated. You don't really see this too much, right? A lot of people, they don't really go 1, 2, 3 like this because it doesn't seem very natural. It's not a natural angle you do like that. Like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now from there, you just open your arms up. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. obviously you can turn your wrists with the pivoting of the feet too, right? So that's about it anyway, there are the basic arm angles I'll teach you with popping style. Remember, it's popping style, not tutting, not waving. This is angles and arm movement with popping. Yeah, your hands and arm angles with popping, yeah. Sorry.